All right, let's talk about something that, let's be honest, probably keeps a lot of us up at night. Is this it? Is the love you have the love you really want? We're going to try and figure that out together.
You know the one I'm talking about? It's that little voice that pops into your head at like the worst possible moments. Maybe you're just lying in bed, or right after some tiny, stupid disagreement. And there it is. Do they really love me? And that one little question, man, it can totally consume you. It starts to color every single interaction. Suddenly you're second guessing everything they say, everything they do. It is such a heavy weight to carry around.
But hang on. What if we're going about this all wrong? What if we're asking the completely wrong question to begin with? What if the answer we're looking for isn't about them at all, but about us?
So let's get into it. This is the first and maybe the most important question of love. Because before you can ever figure out if they love you, you have to be dead sure about how you feel. And this quote from Stephen Speaks just nails it. To me, the first key is, do you truly love them? That's it. That's the whole game right there. Because if the answer to that question is no, or even I'm not sure, then what are we even doing? You know, it's so easy to fall into this trap. Choosing this safe choice, the person who you know is crazy about you, even if you are kind of lukewarm. It feels secure, right? But it's a total recipe for disaster. It's not fair to them, and honestly, it's not fair to you.
Okay, so if we're focusing on our own feelings first, how do we even begin to sort them out? This brings us to a really important distinction: connection versus chemistry. They sound similar, but they are worlds apart.
Let's break this down. Connection. That's deep. It's when your spirit just recognizes another person. It feels like you've known them your whole life. It's rare. Chemistry, on the other hand, is that spark, that zing. It's exciting, it's fun, but you can feel that with a lot of people. It doesn't mean it's deep.
And just to put that into perspective, a real, true connection, you might only experience that a couple of times in your entire life, if you're lucky. 2 times. That's how special and rare it is. It's so much more than just a crush or a spark. All right, so maybe you've got the connection and the chemistry. Awesome. But that's still not the whole picture. There's a third ingredient, and honestly, it's the glue that holds everything together long term. We're talking about compatibility. Now, when I say compatibility, I don't mean you both have to love hiking and sci-fi movies. It's not a checklist. It's about your ability to coexist in harmony. It's something you actively create together every single day. It's work, but it's the best kind of work.
So you've got all three: connection, chemistry, compatibility. So why do relationships still get so damn hard? Well, there are some really common traps that can completely sabotage love, even when it starts out great. And this is huge. The unrealistic standard trap. We've all done this, right? You send in your representative for the first few months. You know, the version of you that's always up for anything, never gets annoyed, and has no baggage. But you can't keep that up forever. Eventually, the real you has to show up. And if they fell in love with the representative, well, you're in trouble. And there are other obstacles too. We're scared to ask the hard questions early on, right? We let trauma from past relationships build these massive walls. We fall into this fantasy that love should be easy, so we avoid the real work. And maybe worst of all, we take advice from our hurt friends who are giving us, well, hurt advice. I mean, you see stuff like this all the time online. The best advice you can give to men is to not fall in love. It sounds tough, it sounds protective, like it's trying to save you from pain. But think about that. The problem isn't the act of falling in love. That's a beautiful human thing. The problem is not knowing what to do once you're there. It's not knowing how to handle it. The answer isn't avoidance. It's getting smarter about love. And that brings us to what is, for sure, the hardest part of all of this: knowing when to let go. Because sometimes, even when you have all the love in the world for someone, it's just not right. Recognizing the signs that it's time to move on is crucial. So you have to ask yourself this and be brutally honest. Why are you really still here? Is it because you truly believe this can work? Or is it because you're just afraid of being alone? Afraid of having to start all over again? And look, here are some major red flags. If they refuse to talk about the important stuff, if you keep having the same argument with zero progress, if you're just not on the same page about what you want out of life, or, and this is a big one, if your gut, your intuition has been screaming no from the very beginning, you have to listen to that.
And please, hear this. Letting go does not mean you failed. It just means the timing isn't right. It means you both have more growing to do, and maybe you need to do that on your own for a while.
I love this quote. You can't drive out darkness with more darkness. You have to let your light shine to expose what's in front of us. After a breakup, it's so tempting to go into self-protection mode, to build up walls. But you can't see what's really there if you're hiding in the dark. You have to be brave enough to be vulnerable. And this might be the most important part of this entire conversation. The healing you need to do, it's not really about the breakup itself. It's about everything that came before it. It's a massive opportunity to heal the older wounds you've been carrying so you don't take them into your next relationship. So that's what I want to leave you with. A final question to really think about. Are you just looking for a spark, or are you ready to build a real, lasting foundation?